Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be tackling one of the National Scrapbook Day Hop challenges. And I believe this was from Sarah. And she said to use a photo that's not a typical size. So this photo is 5 by 7. And it's actually a photo of a photo. And I had printed it out at a bigger size and didn't realize I'd done so. And I just happened to find it. And this was my mom, and at the time, one of her best friends, who I called Grandma, at one of my school recitals. And so we're going to use this front of the 6 by 8 paper pack, because on the back it gives you a free pattern. So we're going to do something basically like this. I have a few pieces that I've already kind of punched out to get like ahead of the game. And since they had doors behind them, I was going to use this door with the flower emporium down at the bottom. And I think what I'm going to do is inside the door, I'm going to put a rub-on, one of these really pretty flowers. And it's going to just, make it look like there's something behind it. And there we go with that. So let's rub it on so that way it's in place. And I love these rub-ons. This Flower Emporium, the collab between Vicki Boutin and 49 and Market, I think I'm going to be using this forever because it was such a big collection. But I'm actually starting to use it more and more. I find I'm giving myself permission to not feel overwhelmed to use everything in the collection, because it can get overwhelming sometimes. But it's okay. So I'm putting glue around everything but where the open doors are. And I put down my ATG, and then we're going to put some wet glue around that as well. And we're going to go ahead and get that glued down, because I know for sure this is going there. Like, that's not changing. All right. And then I think that's probably going to be it for rub-ons at the moment. I can't promise. I think I'm probably going to add another one. Now that I think about it. Yes, I do. Okay. So I found this smaller one that we're going to put in the bottom right-hand corner. And I really like using the rub-ons on darker colors. Because it actually, to me, it makes it look like it's really a part of the paper. In a better way on top of darker color paper. It's hard to explain, but don't be afraid to use it like on your browns and your blacks and stuff like that. Don't think it has to be on light colors. You know what I mean? Okay, so I also punched out some laser cuts, and I got a pail and these 3 flowers, and then one of the flowers, they have like the paper that you can put it in. And so I have the one in the front, and it's yellow paper, like you're going to pull it out so you can give it to somebody. And then I have some other flowers behind it. And I'm just going to get a little piece of washi tape because I want to kind of stick them all together. I'm going to put a little bit of glue so that stays in place. And then we're going to glue this whole thing down. And actually, just watching myself do that, I just realized I didn't put any glue on the bottom, on the pail part. Duh. I was like, why won't this lay down? And turns out I didn't have any glue there. That could have been a problem. Okay, so I'm going to put a little block on it, make it hold it down. And now we're going to pull out some more things here. Okay, so I know for sure I want to use the items over on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and glue down the photo to the, like I told you, 6 by 8 paper, the paper pad. Well, it's a pad, but it's the cover sheet, right? This is the free print that they give you because they put a print on the back of the cover sheet. So that way you have a piece that you can use. Which I love. I love the fact that you can use that. I've never used it before, but I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. It's nice, subtle. It's got like pinks and brown, not pinks and browns. It's like a pink and cream color. But it's very subtle. I can see it really well looking at it, but in the photo, it almost looks like I just put it on a white mat. In the video, I mean. All right. So now I grabbed the ephemeras. I had them out before the starting the recording, and I was going to pull out some stuff, and I wasn't sure. And now seeing it on the page, I was like, you know what? Let me try and pull out some more stuff. So you see I pull out that florist. This is the other half of a green like ledger card that I was thinking about using. I'm not going to use that currently, but what I decided to do was I grabbed the whole pack, and I'm going to start by pulling some things out as a possibility to either add, but to create sort of like a little grouping right here on this side. I do wind up taking a pause and like going through the entire collection. I save you guys from that because I really didn't want to bore you with me looking through pieces. And then once I got exactly what I wanted to use, we're going to go ahead and start layering and getting everything kind of taped down, basically. So we're going to do something like that. And then these pieces I've been using from the very beginning. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that one. I think I'm going to put it on the right side, so it sort of mimics the left side. And then we're going to add those tickets. And these two pieces, I wasn't sure where I was going to stick those, if I was going to put them on top. But then I was like, I should put them underneath the photo to make it look like it's like a tag. You know what I mean? Like how you would take ribbon and put it at the top. Sort of like that idea. So, since I like that, I'm going to go ahead and start layering our little cluster here. And I'm just adding glue, and then once I flip everything over, I'm going to add the ATG tape and add some more glue. And then go ahead and kind of place this where I think I want it to go. And then we're going to glue down. On the top, I put a couple of stripes of glue because I wanted to put like that with the two pieces. And then I'm going to use some glue to keep the other one down. And then we're going to put some tape down and glue. And I only do that because I like to have the option to pull back up if I need to. Like right here, I put it down not in the right spot, so I had to pick it back up. I took my time, and then I could shift it to where I really meant for it to lay. Had I not used the glue, it would have been a wrap. I would not have been able to pick that back up. Because ATG tape is no joke. It sticks, you know. And so to give myself that wiggle, I like using the wet glue. So you will always see me use both. All right, we put our tab over on the right side. And then I think this next part, what I decided to do, yes, I decided to grab a few more flowers. And I was like, well, I really don't want to hide the tickets because I just put the tickets there. But I was like, you know what? Let me pull out. I like this flower and I like this leaf. So we're going to create sort of like a little mini cluster right here. You still get the ticket sticking out. And I like that cluster. And then there's still plenty of room for us to put the remember. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put down the green leaf first. And then I'm going to put down the one that is like a bow. I'm going to put that on top, and I'm going to flip it so that way the bow is going over top of the photo. And then our "this is how we do it" will cover the end that doesn't go all the way across. I like these little pre-made bows. They could have put a bunch more in there actually. Because I do like using them. I think there's some in the rub-ons, but I could have used a few more in the laser cuts. All right, and so we're going to put down the flower, and then over on the side, because of the layers, there's a little bit of space. So instead of trying to figure out how I was going to glue that other piece down and not have it look weird, I decided I was looking for some foam to put underneath just that little piece of the flower. And then I remembered I have a little piece over here on my side. So I'm going to wind up grabbing that and then cutting a little piece to put underneath. You'll see here, there's the other part of it. And then I'm also going to cut a little strip to go at the bottom of that flower. And then what I'll do is I'll put tape on the foam and then glue, excuse me, and then glue on the other part that's going to go right to the paper or to the flowers. And now we're going to attach the remember. And even with these, I still put a little bit of glue. It might not be like a whole bunch of lines of glues. It might just be dots. But I do that so that way I know it's definitely going to adhere well. And there we have our remember. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the back. And then that's going to be tied together. And then on that plastic piece, there was the arrow, which I really wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to put that, but this is how we do it. I figured I could just have it go from that and then making a point to them together. And then we're going to go ahead and start putting down some of our other elements, like the clip up at the top. And then some of the stars. I have some stars that are on the plastic sheet. I'm going to put some of those around. And then we're going to also put down some hearts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 5. And then also on there was just a few, these 3 little dots. So I'm going to go ahead and put those around the remember. And then I'll throw that little piece of plastic out because everything else was just little, what's left over from the letters in the remember. And then we're going to go ahead and put down some of these hearts. So I'm going to have a little green one peeking out there and then a blue one over here on the right. I was going to put the little orangey one, but I decided to put it on the top of the photo. And then this larger one I'm going to tuck in right there. And then I was trying to figure out where to put the bigger black one. And it's not really black. It's almost like just a washed like navy blue. It's hard to explain. And I was thinking maybe inside the door. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to wind up putting it on the right hand side of the flowers. And that'll be okay. Right there. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. And then I forgot I had one more heart that's sitting over to the right. Don't worry, I find it. And then I'm going to put that with the other star. All right. Yeah, I think that's all of it. Now it's my favorite time. It's time for them splatters. So with the splatters, I decided to go with my tried and true. So I'm using fossilized amber in the spritz. And then I'm using the black soot distress stain and the white picket fence or picket fence distress stain. Yes, I always say white picket fence, but it's picket fence by itself. I always use those. Those are usually like my typicals. And then usually I'll branch out into a different color depending on the collection. But I just felt like the gold with the white and the black was perfect for this. And I really enjoyed how this all came out. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. There's still a little bit of time. I know this is coming out on Friday, so you have until Saturday to, enter into the contest. So hopefully this will help inspire you guys to maybe try a different size photo and, try something that you haven't done before, whether it be mixed media. There's a couple of mixed media challenges from that hop and so much more. So hopefully you guys will feel inspired and you'll join us as we end this month of May. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week with our next video. And there's your final glimpse up close. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. And like I said, have a great weekend.